At last I will reveal myself. At last I will have my revenge. Hey, Deadeye Eddie! You shot me! What the fuck? You shot me! Well, people keep trying to kill me during the month of animation, so I thought I'd nip this one in the bud. And that's one character I never have to talk about. Curse you, Matt! With my dying breath, I curse you with the worst thing I can imagine. Oh no, what are you gonna curse me with? Spaceballs, the animated series. That's not a real thing. Spatium Bila. I can't review that, it's for adults. Ad maldictum. Animation is about kids' shows. Non punre sobre.
There were some movies, terrible movies, movies so awful, no one would touch. Then came a Matthew, sad little Matthew. Matthew decided these movies to watch. For every good movie, there's at least 10 bad. Matthew gonna drag himself through the crap to find the worst ones there are to be had.
Today's episode, Spaceballs, the animated series.
Hello, assholes. I'm called Matt, and today, rather regrettably, we're talking about an animated series based on Spaceballs.
As you may already know, Spaceballs is my favorite movie. That has less to do with it actually being some great masterpiece and more to do with me just seeing it at the right time in my life. If I were to be a bit more objective, I'd probably say Adaptation is my favorite movie. And you know what? I'd absolutely watch Adaptation, the animated series. But I digress. Mel Brooks' 1987 classic send-up of Star Wars and the sci-fi genre was the first parody film I ever saw, and it taught me there are absolutely no limits to what can happen in a movie. It's really shaped my perspective of film, which is why this animated series that debuted on G4 in 2008 is extra painful to me. The show was created by Mel Brooks along with Thomas Meehan, who wrote the Producers musical. Luckily, Brooks doesn't have a writing credit on any of these episodes, so his reputation is slightly more clear. He does unfortunately reprise his roles as President Scroob and Yogurt, along with Daphne Zanuga as Princess Vespa, and kinda depressingly, Joan Rivers as Dot Matrix. Rick Moranis had retired before this, but they still got his character pretty accurate. Oh wait, this is real Ghostbusters. Here's what he looks like in this show.
Yeah, you know, Rick Moranis, 2 feet tall, looks like a Pop Funko figure. That seems about right.
He's voiced by D. Bradley Baker, who's actually a pretty good voice actor. He even voices all the clones on Star Wars The Clone Wars. He doesn't sound anything like Rick Moranis, but he does do his own thing that I think kinda works. Barf is voiced by Pig from Barnyard, which...
But I dehydrate easily! Which reminds me, never leave me in this thing with the windows rolled up.
Fair enough. And Lone Star is voiced by Reno Romano, who was in Godzilla the series. 2 for 2 this month. Of course, neither of them are in the first episode, so we won't actually see them in action. And geez, where do I start with the animation? They're weirdly obsessed with boobs, both in the story and in the animation. And okay, Spaceballs had a lot of dick jokes. I mean, it is called Spaceballs. But they were, and I can't believe I'm saying this, more subtle than this. Like in Spaceballs it was, get it? It's actually a penis. But here it just actually is boobs most of the time. And maybe Vespa or Dark Helmet's one-time love interest can have huge tits, but, did his mom need a huge rack? And the animation is this janky, flash-animated style that was only acceptable in the late 2000s. Between this animation, consistently large breasts, and gross sexual innuendos, it kinda reminds me of another animated series. The series bizarrely chose to parody random pop culture things like Jurassic Park and Grand Theft Auto, but luckily this first episode is a parody of the Star Wars prequels. I think it's worth noting that they were so proud of this series, they've only released 4 of the 12 episodes onto DVD. So if you want to watch the other episodes, you gotta do it in glorious bootleg vision. And they really want you to think this is all there is. This isn't Spaceballs the Animated Series Volume 1 or Disc 1. They advertise this DVD as the whole animated series.
Which, as you'll see, is 4 episodes too many. So let's see how the Spaceballs prequel plays out on Spaceballs, the Totally Warped Animated Series.
Spaceballs! Hide your air and hide your water, hide your son and hide your daughter.
Wait, what is this shit? Spaceballs already had the catchiest theme song ever.
What you got is what we need, and all we do is dirty deeds. We're the Spaceballs! We're the Spaceballs!
So this is Revenge of the Sithy? What? The episode opens in President Scroob's casino.
Come on, who's dumb enough to elect a rich idiot president who runs a casino?
Hey, when does this take place? Last we saw of Scroob and Dark Helmet, they were on the Planet of the Apes. Now, from what I've read, the pilot episode deviates from the events of the film, but those episodes were aired last. So anyone watching this for the first time had only the movie to go off of. Whatever, Dark Helmet finds out they're strippers, so that's where this episode is starting. He takes his helmet off, but ends up hurting himself.
If you found out Trump ran a casino with robot strippers and one of them had knocked someone out, would you even be surprised?
This triggers a flashback where we learn Dark Helmet's real name was Panikin Crybaby.
Panikin' Crybaby! Oh, there you are, Panny.
Mad Magazine would find these names lame, and Mad Magazine stole a Spaceballs joke for one of their covers.
Also, the boob extension extends right into this, as Dark Helmet works at a bra shop as a slave owned by President Scroob. And, young Dark Helmet is still voiced by D. Bradley Baker and sounds fine.
You throw one more freaking hat on my head, and I'll...
But Scroob is clearly voiced by Brooks, just pitch shifted up.
You what? Run out crying?
Ooh, that sounds bad. Oh, and Scroob's dad sold Dark Helmet to some guy named Outlet Mall.
Painful pun aside, you know Darth Maul never tried to buy Anakin, right? Maybe he should've. It would've saved Palpatine a lot of time, and like 3 apprentices.
Yogurt shows up. Maybe we'll learn why Dark Helmet hates him, even with strawberries.
I'm here to buy a birthday bra for my wife.
I guess Yogurt has a wife now?
She's in a couple episodes. Not this one, incidentally, but she exists.
Here, allow me, sir.
How do you... The Schwartz. It seems to be very strong with you. Could he be the one?
But he unhooked a bra. That's not super powerful.
He is going to help me redesign the galaxy. Right now it is so tacky.
What are you? Some kind of sissy?
Oh, it's a play on the word sissy. I get it now. You know, Brooks doesn't have the greatest track record with gay representation, but surely by 2008, this shit was not okay. Oh, who am I kidding? This whole show's not okay.
Also, I'm pretty sure Outlet Mall has more lines in this episode than Darth Maul has in all of episode 1. Chopping Mall reveals he has a pod racer. You guys definitely didn't watch the prequels, and Helmet challenges him to a race.
Well, if you win, I'll work for free.
You'll be my slave. You'll already work for free.
Then, I'll work for double free.
You're on.
Well, that's like the biggest plot inconsistency yet. That was a good joke.
Oh, and pod racers look like bras in this universe. Helmet's mother gives him a helmet, which he says he hates. This could almost be spun into a funny thing about how contrived backstories tend to be, but they never do anything funny with it.
Me's gonna sing me the national Gunga anthem.
Ha ha. People hate Jar Jar. You know, one of the biggest criticisms of Spaceballs is that it came out 10 years after Star Wars, so a lot of the Star Wars parodies were kind of played out, but I feel like Spaceballs still managed to tap into something new and original. This show, on the other hand, came out 9 years after The Phantom Menace, and it's just repeating a lot of the same jokes everyone else made.
Use the Schwartz, Penny, the Schwartz.
Ugh, now I'm hearing that crazy old bastard in my head.
Hey, Schmendrick, I'm right here.
What? Yogurt can talk to people through the Schwartz. It happened in the movie.
Use the Schwartz, Lone Star. Use the Schwartz.
I can't. I lost the ring. Ooh, this is so thrilling. It's a thrill a second, even though there's no way I can see the races from here.
Alright, that's a fair criticism of Phantom Menace that hasn't been done to death.
So Helmet wins and gets to study with Yogurt. Then we get a training montage based on Empire Strikes Back.
My favorite of the Star Wars prequels.
Then a princess, who is not Princess Vespa, shows up and Helmet tries to romance her, even though she's an adult and he's a child. That might be a jab at the prequels, but that seems a little too subtle for this show.
Also, Padme's only like 5 years older than Anakin. It's not that big a deal, guys. Chill out.
Speaking of, there's like an implied time jump in the middle of this episode, and no one addresses it for way longer than needed.
The only thing standing between me and the presidency, and you and your redesign of the galaxy, is that.
Weenie Hut Juniors.
No, not the ice cream shop next to it.
Super Weenie Hut Juniors.
Not you boob, the other direction.
Yogurt's Academy of Schwartz Mastery and Dirty Dancing?
Why? Why would that stop you from being president? Also, what fucking planet are they on? Planet Spaceball looks like this. It's like a primary location.
You must turn them to the Schwartz side of the Schwartz.
Okay, you're outright contradicting the movie again. Dark Helmet specifically says...
Nah, he got the upside, I got the downside. See, there's two sides to every Schwartz.
Childhood ruined.
And Helmet gets, really rapey with the princess lady.
Wait, Penny. You really don't intend to...
I do.
Penny? You really don't intend to...
I do.
Penny? You really don't intend to...
I do. For the last 5 years, Beggar's Canyon.
5 years? And you're only now going to her?
And you're only mentioning it now, 4 minutes after the time jump apparently happened. So Helmet's mom is on the run from the Galactic Revenue Service and she trips and breaks her neck. I know I have a knack for understatement, but that seriously just happens. It's really out of nowhere.
I should have worn a helmet.
It all makes sense now. You know, it's less funny if there's a reason. I figured he just wore a helmet because he was a spaceball, but it kind of looks like Darth Vader's helmet because he's the spaceball in charge.
Someday, I'll be so powerful, I'll be able to eliminate taxes!
Oh shit, this actually is a Trump origin story.
But you're just a student.
So?
Well, I'm a princess. I could never marry you before you became a Schwartz master.
But I...
Oh, Penny, you're tearing me up inside.
How is this romance more shit than the one in the actual prequels? That's like the lowest bar to get over.
What if I got the other students back? Then could I be a master?
Other students? What other students? We haven't seen or heard of any other students until right now. What happened to them? Did I miss a scene?
Give Yogurt back his students.
Never.
I guess Maul took them? Like, physically kidnapped them or something? Who cares? They fight.
Nah, hold on. I gotta make this a little bit better.
I'll make you a Scythy master so you can marry Harley Van Patten.
But the princess won't marry him because he bumped his head and now he wears a helmet. The backstory no one wanted.
So that's episode 1 of Spaceballs the Animated Series. It's painfully unfunny, it's really problematic in its depiction of minority-coded characters, it complicates the canon beyond understanding. So, in a way, It's the perfect parody of the prequels. I can't even do that. To compare this to the prequels is an insult to the prequels.
I can't express how unwatchable this show is. It's pretty apparent why it got delayed and then cancelled after one season, and why only 4 episodes ever made it to DVD. Allow me to say, on no uncertain terms, do not watch this. If you like Spaceballs, you'll find it insulting to the original, and if you don't like Spaceballs, you'll find this to be a huge downgrade. It must rank among the worst shows ever produced, and I am ashamed to have watched it.
To quote a much better cartoon.
I thought it'd be fun and exciting, like that movie, Spaceballs.
At least no one tried to kill me. Pardon me, dear sir. It is I, Killer Twinkie. Killer Twinkie? But I ate you at the end of Ginger Dead Man vs. Evil Bong. No, that was my brother, Normal Twinkie. I've come for his revenge. Ugh. Still less painful than watching this series.
I will abolish Texas.
Texas?
Taxes!
Wow. It's like you read my mind. Or my lines in the script.
You let a Twinkie kill you and not... I killed your character, you don't get any more lines.